Hello, my friends. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Novella. Today is Sunday, and normally I do a regular coffee clutch, but I got home very late, and because it was my father's birthday, he is now 87, and we celebrated it. But I had to travel with bike and bike on train, and then again bike and then back and then again on the train, and yeah, I got home very late. So yeah, that happens. So yeah, an impromptu live. Nobody is here, but I wasn't expecting it either. I didn't announce it. This is a very last minute thing. And but I did some reading, not much, but still. The one that is live, if you can tell me if you can hear me all right, that would be great. And so yeah, I'll continue. Oh, we are at two already. Hi, hi. Do you hear me? So, on the train, I read Lavinia by Ursula Le Guin. I read the entire book. So, Lavinia is a retelling of, yeah, how you call it? Hi, Alan. Hi, Begonia. Hi. So it's a retelling of an old tale. It's in the Spartan era, and Lavinia was supposed to get married to a man that their parents chose, but she said no. Her father was a king, and she said no. I want to marry an Etrusc warrior, and they said, well, you will, because you want that, you will cause war. She still went for it, and yeah, of course, a war happened. Now, I was a bit disappointed by this book. I didn't think it was. This is my first Le Guin, and I don't think that this was her best book. She is known for writing very good books, but this is not the best. And to give you an example, one of the sentences was, "And then the bomb dropped." As an expression, I know, but it's before the year 00, so there were no bombs. So that that didn't gel with me very well. So no, I wasn't impressed by, not by the language, not by the story itself, and I thought that still think that Marguerite Yourcenar did a much better job with the memoirs of Hadrian. So no, this didn't work for me. I will read another Le Guin. I know she wrote science fiction, and I really would like to try that. And I will. I definitely will. But Lavinia. So yeah, and then I read another book. My favorite German author that is living now is Ulysses. Ulysses is very good at writing stories for with very common people, normal, not the writer who is tormented or something like that. No, she is very down to earth, but she tells really beautiful stories. Now, this book, Between Worlds, is not translated. I'm sorry. Ulysses is one of my favorite authors from Germany. Her previous book I adored. But this one, Between Worlds, is um, well, there are two authors, she and Simon Urban, and it's a sort of epistolary novel. He plays or writes the role of man. Well, actually, they are two. The characters are two old buddies from uni. She suddenly disappeared from uni to go back to her family, and because her father died, and she had to take over the farm, and he became a journalist, and he was responsible for a monthly supplement in a magazine. And they rekindle after 20 years, and yeah, she is very down to earth. Her mind is all in with her farms, so she has to, yeah, milk the cows, and she wants to be an organic farmer. Uh, yes, please because otherwise nobody will see my video. So it would be very nice if you just hit the like button. Thank you very much. So he is busy with world problems. Well, he thinks. And she is really struggling to survive with her farm. She has an organic farm, and there's a whole lot of regulations because of the European Union, and you can follow their conversations. And he doesn't know anything about farming life, but he does have opinions about farming life, and yeah, there's a lot of clashes. Now, it was a good book, but it was a tad too long. And just sitting here and playing guitar and watching American football. Ooh. Yeah, so it was a good book, but it was a tad too long, and almost everything got involved. So it was about being woke and being cancelled and being this and being that. So they tried to too much to be how you call it, up to date, or what you, yeah, we call it in the mode, in fashion, to be fashionable. Yeah. So yeah, Ulysses Between Worlds and Simon Urban. It was a 3-star read. And then I read also Hungry Ghosts by Kevin Gerard Hossein, or Hossein. He is from Tobago, Trinidad, I believe. He's Caribbean, but I think he's from, let me watch, Tobago and Trinidad. Yeah, Trinidad. So this is a story about a very poor family, and they also struggle to survive. And the man, Hans, I believe, he works on a farm. And the boss of the farm disappears, and his wife, the wife of the boss, asks him to take the farm, to run the farm, while the man disappeared. And he does that, but whilst he is doing that, he quickly realizes there's a lot going on under the surface. So yeah, it's an interesting book. It's really well written. For me, the English was difficult because there's a lot of dialect from Trinidad, so it was quite a struggle for me to get through this one. But it's a very good book. It's I really, yeah, highly recommend it. So yeah, and then I am also reading a novel that just came out by a young Belgian author. This is his debut. It's called Krank. He is Giuseppe Minervini. It's just a really Belgian name. No, his parents were Italian, and they have a pizzeria in Belgium. And yeah, he fell in love with literature. And yeah, he is really, really, really talented. He is amazing. So I hope he will continue writing wonderful books. So this is the story of X. X written IX. That's a real name, a real last name in Belgium, and he is in that row, and he is writing a document to the judge that to set him, trying to set himself free. And but it's really well written. Oh man, his language is it's sublime, and I was really craving for some really Dutch literature, and I missed it. So I was glad that I could finally read another book that is so exciting in my own language, with places that I know really, really well. So yeah, I to my Dutchies try to find it. It's sublime. It just came out on last Wednesday, I think. So yeah, that's it. That's my books. What have you been reading? Let me know in the comments. So yeah, my father turned 87 today, and I'm proud of him. Yeah, he's doing really well, although he had a little stroke 6 to 8 weeks ago. No, 6 weeks ago, but he is completely recovered. So yeah, and he's still leaving. Buddy reading Catcher in the Rye. Oh, I read that one long time ago. It's a beautiful book. And anybody else? Oh, I also read Wake by, I forgot. 1 second. Let me try to Goodreads. Yep. Bye. Continue. It's Facebook, so I have to log in. So yeah, it's not. I just read. Yes, it's beautiful. Fractured Soul. Oh, it's so. Oh, such a wonderful book. It's very delicate and very simply written, but I like that the most. No flowery language, but such a beautiful, simple story, but heartbreaking and hopeful and written with so much love. It's so beautiful. So the story of Fractured Soul is about a young boy. It is 1939, and so Japan has invaded China. And in Japan, so the boy lives in Japan with his father. They don't talk about the mother; she must have disappeared. And his father is Adrian Tchaikovsky. Great. So his father is an avid violinist, and he invited some Chinese friends over to play some Haydn, I believe that it was, or Wagner, and but they did it slightly hidden, and the little boy was playing, and suddenly there's a hard knock on the door, and the father says quickly to his son, quickly hide in the closet and don't ever come out. Don't come out, no matter what happens. And apparently it was the Japanese police. They take his father and his friends with them, and to never to come back. And then there's a fast forward. The little boy is now living in France, and he has become a restorer of violins. And through a beautiful coincidence, the story is beautifully rounded, and oh yeah, it's such a beautiful book. So yeah, it's wonderful. So yeah, and what is the book about? The from Tchaikovsky, the soap opera thingy. And Jim, what are you reading? Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's my pleasure. That's why I have my channel for. But it's yeah, it was one of the best reads this year. Let me open a little. I'm going to drink non-alcoholic beer, and it's really, really delicious. It's Dutch, actually. It's space of opera. Sorry, sci-fi book. Oh, look who we have here. My terror. Ooh. She hates that. It's a complex story. Oh, don't we love non-alcoholic? Yes, Paminator. It's non-alcoholic. So yeah, I started my lessons. Arsenic and Adobo on Kindle. The Chemistry of Terrors by Peter Carey. Ah, interesting. So I started my school. So I changed my blasphemy. Yeah, no, I know. But it's delicious nevertheless. So I'm studying to become a librarian, but I want to evolve towards heritage and somewhere to work in a collection. That would be really something that interests me. And I started on Thursday. It's full on. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. It's a fun, yeah, it's a fun course. Very interesting. I will learn a lot, and I love that. So yeah, there's a book that I want to, two books that I want to read this week. It's Ross MacDonald, The Drowning Pool. Have you heard of it? Yeah, it's like decaffeinated coffee. That's true. But The Drowning Pool, it's about a first-rate whodunit of the hard-boiled school. Anyone read it? But he's right. Normally, we don't think that Dutch make real beer. We call it dish water, where you wash your dishes in. So yeah, Ross MacDonald well, let's say Maud Slocum is in trouble, and so is Vita is in trouble when I finish this. Oh my god, that's how miserable my school library was. The Dutch don't make good beer. I'm shocked. No, I'm not shocked. We no. Like no, we don't call that beer what they make. But anyway, So we have a couple of microbreweries. So my village is about 1,800 people, and we have no, they don't. Um, my village has two microbreweries, which is no, not from the most part. They have some really good microbreweries. Heineken is not. We don't consider that beer. No, no, no. Even and you know what we call a person who drinks a Stella. Do you know that? A tourist. We don't drink that either. It's Jupiler or Maas or but no Stella. Rarely Stella. That's for tourists. Um, and yeah, but we have like two microbreweries, and they are really delicious beers. So yeah, it's fun to just go down the road, and they open their garage and then set some tables out and Leffe. Oh my God, Sam, that's for old people. Yes, they do. Portland, Oregon has have some great breweries, and also in Richmond, Virginia, Westmalle. Yeah, now we're talking. Westmalle is delicious. West Vleteren is the best of the world for many many years. Uh, yeah, I know. Wine is beautiful. Yeah, Stella is for tourists. Yeah, you're very old, Sam. No, normally I drink Karmeliet. Karmeliet is or Duvel, which is nice too. Or yeah, there are many, but today it's non-alcoholic Dutch beer, which is nice. And then I also want to read Bad Cree by Jessica Johns. Has anyone read that? No. It's about this gripping debut. A young Cree woman dreams led her on a perilous journey of self-discovery that ultimately forces her to confront the toll of a legacy of violence on her family, her community, and the land they call home. Yeah, it's a nice cover. I didn't see the previous because I can't see what everybody is writing, so that's a bit annoying. Maybe if I press this button, nope. Annuleren. No, I can't. Wait. Okay. Yeah, it's not coffee for this live coffee clutch. No, it's not coffee this time. No, I had too much coffee today, so I'm a bit hyper. And because, yeah, in family things, lots of shades of orange recommended. Oh, yeah? Really? I don't know that channel. Shades of Orange. Okay. Help me remind that, Sam. What else do I want to read? I really feel like reading War and Peace. I have never read that one, but maybe I will do that next year. And are there books that you really want to read, but you never, and you have it for a very long time, but you just can't get started? Are there any books like that? Or am I the only one? I doubt that. Dante. Yeah. Yeah, Dante is. Yeah, it has. War and Peace defeated you. Oh, you give me so much hope. Well, Dante, for Dante, you have to go to LA Tom. He has the best channel for who that discusses Dante. it's sublime. Hi MJ, how are you doing? I have an excellent Dutch translation, so I will read it in Dutch this time. Sometimes I really crave to read in Dutch. I read Anna Karenina when I was 16, and for Classics and Company, we will read this uh, in November. No, from mid-November till the end of the year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm still reading The Tale of Genji. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just coming back from my father's 87th birthday, so it was good. It was good to see everybody. Well, except my little niece. She is has full-on treatment, but I read War and Peace earlier this day. Gonna reread it. Shandy and Mark and Elves. Okay, that will be fun. That will be interesting. Um, and yeah, so my little niece has a very aggressive leukemia, and they tested her brother and sister, but they only were for compatible for 50%. But they did it anyway, and she had her transplant on last Monday. Yeah, this Monday was it? And she's very ill, of course, but she has no fever, and that's a very good sign. And but in another month's time, we will know her if it really works, because there was only a 50% match. So Robert Redford is 87. Yeah, he is. My father is not Robert Redford, but he's still doing good. He's still living alone and making his own dishes and experimenting with, and he cooks really well. So yeah, he is doing really well. Although he had a little stroke 6 weeks ago, but yeah, I know, he's a great actor. Yeah, I just watched a movie with him. What was it about? I forgot. It was quite an old one. Um, what was his? He played a western with Newman. Is that right? Jim, do you know Robert Redford and Paul Newman? Wasn't that a western? Anyway, so yeah, and that's about it. I have not much to say. For the rest, still reading. Thank you, Matt. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Yes, that's it. I know. Thank you, MJ and Jim. Yeah. That was. I like that movie. I have been watching movies a lot too lately. I was craving for it. There are periods that I hardly watch any movies, and now and there's a series, a German series now on Netflix called Liebeskind, which is amazing. Oh my God, that's so good. It's about a woman that escapes with her daughter, and she was locked in a sort of bunker for a very long time by maybe one man, maybe several men, and yeah. Your last name, Novella, seems a little different. Oh, it will be my real name, Anvertrist. Is it that? Vertrreiest? So yeah, that's a brilliant series, Liebeskind. And what else did I watch that I really liked? Well, really liked. Wilderness, that was quite fun, but that was on Prime, I believe. That's a Prime series. And tonight I'm going to watch Tar with Kate Blanchett. Has anyone seen that one? Tar, where she plays the music conductor. Oh, she was nominated for an Oscar again, I think, for that movie. And yeah, that's about it. I like, my big sin is watching cycling. I like that a lot. Tar is good, Sam. Okay, cool. Yeah. Tar is is a movie that I haven't seen yet, so I really want to see it, and it's on TV this evening, so I'm going to watch it. Besides that, no, I haven't seen anything good. Do you have any recommendations, guys, that I could watch on Netflix or Prime? Oh yeah, and we have a very good series on TV now, but that's a docu-series. It's made by a girl that I know. It's called God Vergeten, and it means that it's a four-part series of child abuse in the Belgian church, Catholic Church. Oh my word. Ho, 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 ho. Man. That was so, it's horrific. It's really horrific. And everybody is so angry about what happened till now. Well, not till now. I think that they got rid of the bad ones, but still, and the problem is that the church is still acting like they are the victim and not the real victims, and that's what makes everybody angry. So yeah, but it's a real. I know in Boston they had watching YouTube. Pixar cartoon, Elemental. No, I don't watch cartoons. Okay, since the pandemic. Okay, no, cartoons I don't watch often. I rarely watch cartoons, and but yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say. So yeah, better round up then. Unless you have questions for me, throw it in the chat. Wait, yeah. So yeah, it's yeah. Any plans to get back, but nobody watches them. I had like 8, 9 views, and then you go a little bit disheartened by it, you know. Anthony and Cleopatra. Oh, is that with Richard Burton and his ex-wife twice? What was it? Elizabeth Taylor. I don't know. Is the National Book Award long list, is it all already out? I'm looking forward to the International Booker and yeah, the International Booker and the Women's Prize. Oh, it got released on Thursday. Okay, I will look it up. Do you like the long list? Are there any good books that you've read already? I find it like the Booker. I find it weird that they long list books that haven't come out yet for the normal people that would like to read the books. And Oh yeah, I Claudius with was that with Derek Jacobi? Was that him? So yeah, you want to read the long list, but not everything has come out. I don't get that. Why they? Yeah, it's a mystery to me. So I Claudius, I saw that. Yeah, Derek Jacobi, a long time ago since I saw that one. I also, oh, you know, Claudius is the shite. The one skip. Okay. Um, I am watching a lot of oldies right now, and I watched 12 Angry Men 3 times in a row. I love that book so much. But the other Eden is on both the National Book Award and the. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. It's the one with the apple. Is that one? But I refuse to tag along with the Booker because everybody is talking about it. So I have nothing to add. Um, I uh, I don't see the point of reading books that everybody is reading and talking about books that everybody is reading. I'd like to add something extra, and I can't do that if I read what everybody else is reading. So when I look at my feed, they're like 8, 9 Booker videos, and for me, I don't see the point of making a 10th one. 12 Angry Men is an absolute masterpiece. It's with Henry Fonda, so it's somewhere in the 50s, and it's set in a courthouse, but it's just in the room where the 12 jurymen have to talk about the case that they were presented during the week. And it's about a young man who is on trial for murdering his father. And 11 men believe that he is guilty, and one isn't, doesn't believe. Oh, le huitième jour. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful, a long time ago. But 12 Angry Men is an absolute masterpiece, and it really is very psychological. So really well acted, and yeah, it's an amazing movie. Oh, I watched Das Boot also, which I really liked. And I read 2 from the book list. I didn't like the language in the third. I don't know. Yeah, but it's all about taste, you know. Some books are for you and some aren't for you. Yeah, with Henry Fonda, it's a brilliant movie. I read it in script form, but I couldn't find it, and now it's on Prime. So I've watched it 3 times. Yeah, it's free. I watched it 3 times in a row because I think it's so brilliant and so multi-layered. Yeah, it's how it's really about how you count. Everybody's truth is not always the exact truth, and yeah, Das Boot is the movie. I don't know. I haven't seen the series. I believe the series is in English, no, but the movie is in German, and that's a brilliant. But the Germans make sometimes great movies like Das Leben der anderen, Life of Others. Have you ever seen that movie? That's such a brilliant movie about. It's still. It's somewhere in the 60s in the DDR, and there's an author who really likes his country and writes beautiful books about the DDR and how much he loves it. And his wife is an actress, a famous actress, but they get more and more into trouble, and somebody, well, the Stasi is the secret police has wired their apartment, and there's somebody who is listening to what they say. Which would you like to visit based on your experience through movies? Difficult one. Uh, Not really. I mean, I've been to Strasbourg for my reading this year. A Little Big by John Crowley, the one, and the Deluge. I have the Deluge. I have to read it. Isn't it very bleak, the Deluge? I think it's a very bleak book, but a really gripping. I have learned about that book through Sean from Travel True Stories. I think he doesn't make enough videos, but I think he's going to a lot of things and he's moving and everything. But he makes really good reviews, and his choice of books is excellent. Wings of Desire. Oh yeah. Okay, then it's good, Terry. Thank you. So what I was saying? No, there are. No, I haven't ever. No, movies in a way, and books in a way aren't things that motivate me to visit a country or to visit. I don't necessarily have to see the place where it's filmed or whatever. Although when I was in Italy one time, I ran into the set of La Vita è Bella. That was fun. And it was just a scene where he is with his bike, or she's with her bike, and he kisses his wife before he is sent to the concentration camp. La Vita è Bella is a beautiful movie, Italian movie, and it was really weird because we didn't know that they were filming it, and you come into a square with all those Nazi crosses and everything, and we're like, oh, what is this? But yeah, and then we saw that they were filming, and then 2 years later we see the movie, and we're like, look, we've seen that. It was fun. Life is wonderful. It is. It is, Jim. Life is wonderful. About Julian, the book that came out in English. So it's apparently, let me say that, so I made sure that a Flemish book was translated into English and published now. And the author has just traveled to Life is Wonderful. Yeah. So is now traveling to London because she has interviews with the BBC, with ITV. It's a real hit, and she is going to meet Bob the Bookerer, and we will do a duo interview with that author and me and Bob the Bookerer to celebrate her release in England and in the UK and the USA. So yeah, that's fun. And now I'm working on a second book, and yeah, we are just waiting for the finished translation, and to see if the publisher is interested to publish it. But if they will publish it. Are you planning on writing a book? Yes, I should. First thing I will do, and I promised it to Ollie, that I will send in uh, a short story for their series that they want to publish, and a short story. It's about something that happened to me when I was 13. It made a huge impact on me, and I will write a short story about that. I will write it in English. Sam will uh, look if there aren't too many mistakes in it. And I was writing a novel, but I stopped for a certain reason, and I can't seem to get back into the flow. And I think I will put the book on aside and try to. I will try to put to rewrite a script that I've written. It was one of my first scripts. Yes, Garborg's anthology. So yeah, I will do that. Send a short story. But there's a script that I've written, and that is really good, but it was way too expensive to film it. And it's actually based on the life of Edith Cavell. The research that is done on her life was not good enough, and she did a whole lot more that people thought that she did. And not only did she save over 200 men from from the Germans, but also she was also a spy, and a really good one. And what she also discovered by accident is that so there during the First World War there was a campaign, Poor Little Belgium, in the States, and a lot of people started sending money, and a lot of flour and stuff was sent to Belgium. But we, as Belgians, never received it. It went to Germany. So, and why was that? Well, the president of the National Bank in the States and the right-hand man of Kaiser Wilhelm in Germany were brothers. And who was so a lot of money just fled from the States straight to Germany, and never well, some of it got here. And she Edith Cavell discovered that, and for some people she became too dangerous, and they knew that she had an escape route, and they offered her to the Germans. So she was shot after in October in 1915, and I wrote a screenplay about it and did a whole lot of extra research that you can't find in books. And I made a really good script out of it in English, but I couldn't sell it. It was too expensive. People are not interested in a heroine of begin 50s. So I will, I really feel the urge to write a book, but a really fictional story. People are not always interested in it, but it was way too expensive, because she also did some very, very dangerous stuff. So she really wanted to know how the men were smuggled to the Netherlands, because the Netherlands is north of us, and the Netherlands wasn't part of the First World War. And there was a high voltage fence built between Belgium and the Netherlands. They called it the wire of death, because people didn't know electricity that well in those. It was just coming up, most houses didn't have any electricity in their home, so they didn't know how dangerous electricity could be. And she really wanted to know how people passed. So she did a whole route together with some refugees, and she crossed the wire of death, and a couple of landmines. And one of the people that joined her, a couple, a young married couple, she paid for them because they weren't actually part of the group that she was helping to escape. She paid them to get under the wire, and that young couple died because of the landmines. And so I really want to, because it's a good story, I really want to, maybe it would be interesting to write that story in a book, and maybe later they can make, if it's a success, if that's a story that people want to read, then maybe it can become a movie. But yeah, it's difficult. I have so many stories in my head, but I'm in a way scared of writing them sometimes. And I don't have that problem with scripts. I write really quickly, but and then I write like a maniac. Then I write 20 hours in a row, sleep 2-3 hours, then another 20 hours in a row, sleep 2-3 hours till it's finished. I do that in 1 week, and less than a week even. Like I did one theater play in 1 day, but I couldn't stop. And then I have to put it aside, and then I go back to it. But it's I really am. Thank you. Thank you. But when I start writing, I'm really like a maniac, and then I can't stop, and then I'm exhausted for months. And but I know, I feel like if I haven't published those stories, it would be a bit of a waste of my life, I think. So yeah. Well, waste of my life. Yeah, in a way, yeah. In a way, I have the talent, so I should use it. And but then again, I will start with a short story that I promised for Criminoli. And have you all those people pushing, trying to get out and tell? Yes, I know, but now I'm in a better position, so it would be stupid to not use my contacts that I have now with the publishers and with the authors to write books. I don't have enough people I don't know enough people that are filmmakers, for instance, or producers. Those people I don't know, but I know people in the publishing business, so it would be stupid not to use them. But yeah, there you go. I see that my how you call it, my juice is almost empty. So I will say thank you for watching. I hope you had a really, really good weekend, and I hope that you are having a wonderful week ahead of you. And yeah, I will. I need to write. It's really bugging me. It's really nagging in the back of my head that I need to write. And talk to you later. Thank you, Lee, and everybody. Thank you for watching, and I see you on Wednesday normally. Okay? Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.